Hey guys, hope you're all being safe out there, staying at home, washing your hands. Yes, I cut all my hair off, as you can see, because I know you guys love saying stuff whenever I get a haircut. But today I just wanted to give you guys a little update on the tadpoles from last time, because I haven't seen you guys in a long time. So I guess we'll get started. But before I actually show you guys the actual tadpoles, I'm going to show you guys where they live, because I know you guys asked a bunch of questions about where I kept them when I brought them in. So this is their home. Typically when you want to make an enclosure for an animal you keep, you want to replicate their natural environment as best as possible. And in the wild, these guys, they literally will be in like creeks, rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, in more still, calm water. So as you can see, it's pretty still. And then you have some rocks and floating plants like they would be in the wild. And then I have a heater back here because I'm trying to replicate the seasonal changes, because when in springtime the water temperatures will heat up, so I'm trying to heat up the water as well, and it'll just make them feel more at home. And the light up top, this light really doesn't do much other than helps me see the cage and makes it look nicer, but the water's kind of murky right now, so maybe I should clean it. And the filter is just to keep the water like clean, because it like sucks up all their poop and everything. So yeah. Okay, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, the tadpoles. So these guys have actually changed a lot since the last time I brought them in. If you can see this guy right here, he has some really big legs. He's growing. It might be hard to see on the camera, I hope you can see it. And the smaller one has really small, tiny legs, which you probably can't see. Both of them are doing good. I actually don't have names for them, so if you guys have any ideas, I'll gladly take them. And typically what I do every day with these guys, I just feed them. So I have some food right here, and I'll put some in and see if they want to eat some. So I don't know if they'll eat them right now. So I'm gonna pick one up. Ooh. Hey, I remember a few of you asking me what I fed them. So this is what I feed them right here. It's actually just called Tadpole Food. And what's in it is probably like a mix of plant matter and algae, which in the wild is what they typically eat. Algae, which is like simple organisms. If any of you have ever had fish tanks, it's that green muck that'll grow on the sides. They'll eat that. Also in the wild, they'll eat like bugs or anything really small they can fit in their mouth. Now we're looking at a picture of the tadpole life cycle. So as we all know, as tadpoles grow, they become frogs. And frogs are amphibians. Amphibians are a type of animal that breathe through their skin and they're cold-blooded, meaning they cannot regulate their own body temperature. So looking at the tadpole life cycle, first, eggs are laid. And when the eggs hatch, tadpoles come out. Frogs typically lay lots of eggs because it gives the tadpoles a higher chance to survive. More kids mean if some get eaten by predators, others will still live on to adulthood. Tadpoles can remain in their juvenile state for long periods of time until their environment meets the requirements for them to metamorphosize, like temperature. So metamorphosis is the changing of physical structure. So like you saw earlier in the clips, tadpoles, they grow legs. This is their changing structure. They continue to grow one leg, then two legs, and then until they have all four legs, and their tail slowly goes away until they're what we know as a frog. Tadpoles, they breathe through their gills, and as they become frogs, their inner structures also change. They develop lungs, and they use the lungs instead of gills, which they would use if they lived only underwater. Frogs have to stay around the water, but they can live above the water because they absorb oxygen through their skin. So in order to breathe, they must stay moist or else they will dry out. Now I want to ask you guys a question before we finish off. Can you guys think of any other animals that metamorphosize? I'll give you a hint for one. It rhymes with butterfly. And before we end, do you guys have any two names for these cuties right here that you can think of? I'd love to hear them and send them to Mr. Cavanaugh, and maybe we can pick the best ones. Thank you.